Hi everyone, it's Rio Cloudsick. In today's session, we're following on from the previous video where we looked at restoring deleted conditional access policies back to their original state. Now, only last week, Microsoft have introduced a new capability where not only can we restore deleted conditional access policies back to their original state, but we can now restore deleted name locations. Of course, name locations being critical in existing conditional access policies, and of course, if they were to be deleted, then it could cause significant impact to the business operations. So, same principle applies on how to recover name locations as if we were restoring conditional access policies. We of course need to navigate to the Entra Admin Center. We can navigate to Entra via entra.microsoft.com, and of course you'll need appropriate roles assigned to your user account to carry out today's actions. So you'll need either the Global Administrator role or the Conditional Access Administrator role assigned to your user account. Now, once you've found your way to the Microsoft Entra Admin console, on the left-hand service blade where we see Entra ID, there should be an option for conditional access. Now, this will take you to the conditional access dashboard where we can see existing conditional access policies and their current state of play. So the state of play could be they're enabled, meaning on. They could be in report only, where we may be auditing the intended action before turning them to an on state, and of course disabled, meaning off. Now, what we looked at in last video was of course reviewing our existing conditional access policies, going through the process of deleting a conditional access policy, and of course recovering it from the deleted policy service pane. And we had 30 days to recover Z conditional access policy, as if we were recovering a user account or a Microsoft 365 group in Microsoft Entra ID. Now, like I said, the same principle applies now for name locations. The only difference, and something I've noticed by going through the process of course, trying to recover a name location, you can't actually delete a name location if it's associated to an existing conditional access policy. Hence, I've created two name locations to show you in today's video. So here we've got one called unknown locations. Now this consists of all geographical locations ticked except from United Kingdom and Ireland. And we have this name location assigned to or associated to a conditional access policy to restrict all those locations, of course, except from United Kingdom and Ireland, because it may be that my operations are in UK and Ireland, and I don't want anyone else accessing my M365 services outside of those geographical locations. Now, as you see, this location is tied to geographical location. So if I was to click into this name location, you can see, like I said, everything's tipped except from Ireland and UK. However, if I was to try to delete this name location, it's currently grayed out. Whereas I created another unknown location list, same configuration, where I've ticked all geographical locations except from UK and Ireland. You can do it the other way around. This is just how I like to work. And this is not associated to any conditional access policy. And if I was to try and delete this name location, then of course I can. So if we go through this process of deletion, if I delete this conditional access policy, of course it will give me a policy tip to, of course, ratify and make sure I want to delete this location. If I press delete, it prompts me and says I have 30 days to restore, delete. Now it will go through the process of deletion. This may take a couple of seconds. If I refresh the service blade, it may take a moment or two. If I give the console a refresh, you'll notice the name location has now gone. However, from the time I've been speaking, you've probably noticed there is now a pane for deleted name locations, which is currently in public preview. So if we was to click here, you will see the list of name locations of which ones have been deleted. Now, as I said in the previous video, there is a column for deleted by actor. As this capability is currently in public preview, I expect to see this available in the coming weeks, where we can actually see from a glance who deleted this policy without having to trail through all the existing activity and audit logs. Now, if I wanted to recover this name location, because like I said, deleting a name location could significantly impact the organization at any given time, then of course we want to select this ellipsis, and we've got two options. We can delete permanently, so we can purge it completely, or we can restore it. And if I press restore, of course, I can then restore the name location. We of course don't have an option to restore it to a particular state because one, it's not assigned or associated to a conditional access policy, and two, name locations don't really have a state unless they are assigned to a conditional access policy. If they're not assigned, then of course they're not being used. So this was a quick video to go through, of course, deleting and restoring a name location and some of the caveats when it comes to deleting a name location. Of course, like I said, if it is associated to a conditional access policy, then you can't delete it anyway. That's a quick video. Thank you very much. Any questions, please let me know.